Hello, everyone. Nice
Hey,
to
how's it going?
see. Who am I seeing? Joshua, Daniel, Marcus, Elio, Alex, Victor, Praful, Sam, Dimitri. Okay. Nice to see everyone. Daniel, where are you based? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Oh, really? Okay. Because you were up really early this morning, or I guess you were up really late yesterday.
Oh yeah, I was up really late.
Right.
I was hoping
Yeah.
you'd respond eventually to that message.
Yeah, I thought you were on EU time because you were almost in sync with me. Hey, Andre, nice to meet you too. Max here. Nice. Lots of people showing up today.
Maybe let's wait a couple of more minutes for everyone to join. We have about 40 people that registered. We now have 23 in the
40
call.
people. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope not everybody was a hacker at HackMoney. Otherwise, we're gonna be here for a long time. I know Joshua, you've got a project to show off. Andre as well. Yeah. Daniel. Then I think Praful. Who else? Harpal, you're light, right? On okay, sorry, I know your avatar, not your name. Okay. Should we wait a bit more? What do you think? Looks like joins have slowed down a bit. Paulo, nice to see you. Hey, Paulo, how's it going in Kernel? I'm gonna speak. Okay.
He says awesome in the chat.
So Paulo was one of a hackathon winner from I think a couple of hackathons ago, and he's now in the kernel accelerator with Gitcoin. So if anyone's interested in that, I can give you an introduction and help you apply if you want.
Fran, I think we can kick it off and
Yeah.
get it started.
Let's go for it. Please, Mike.
Alrighty, so again, it's a pleasure to have you guys. This is our community call number 8. So we have done quite a few of those, and we will keep doing community calls every month. So the next one will be in the 2nd and 3rd week of August. To just cover quickly the agenda so that you know what we're going to talk about today, I'll share my screen and drive you through. So again, this is our community call number 8. We will be talking about the recent fundraising round that you might have heard of. It was announced on Tuesday. We raised 9 million, and Francesco will actually tell you more about that in a second. We will then dive down into the amazing projects that I've built at HackMoney by ETHGlobal with a lot of demos. I think 6 demos we have lined up for today. We will just quickly touch on ETHOdyssey, which is a hackathon which is ongoing, mostly India focused, but everyone can participate from all over the world. It sounds quite promising for us as well. And then one of our team members will tell you a bit more about what features we have in progress for the dashboard. Some of them are features that you asked for in the community. So we are extremely excited to hear your opinion and if that's kind of needed. And then we will open the floor for a Q&A. So as usual, we'll try to keep 15-20 minutes for any questions you might have and feedback. So that will be great to have. Before I venture into the fundraising, I'd like to ask you if this is the very first time that you join a Superfluid community call. So I'm launching a poll right now. I'll ask you to just fill it in. So don't worry if this is the very first time you're here. It's a pleasure to have you. It's just a way for us to understand, what's the audience today and how we can do our best to explain what Superfluid is. So I'll just leave it up for 2 more seconds and then I'll just close it. So yeah, so actually quite a few of you just heard about Superfluid recently, which is awesome, which means that we are onboarding more people to the world of real-time finance. I would keep in mind that some of you might not have heard of Superfluid before, or this might be kind of your first time. So if you have questions that to you sound silly, please do ask them anyway, both in the chat and stopping me and Francesco when we're talking. This is very much a conversation with the community, so don't feel like it's just us presenting all the time. So yeah, it's great to have you, and we'll dive straight in. So next up, I'll leave the floor to Francesco to tell you more about our recent round.
Right. Well, yeah, as Mike mentioned, I don't know if all of you saw it, but we've recently raised a round. So this is we're backed by amazing investors. I don't know if you know about them, but Multicoin is one of the biggest funds that's focused on the crypto space. They have so many amazing investments, and we're super excited to be a part of their portfolio. But they've been helping us a lot with growing the company and growing our reach. And for example, the HackMoney wouldn't have been possible without them. But before that, we were already backed by other amazing investors like Semantic Ventures, who've been with us from the beginning. They've given us some truly amazing advice. They've always been there for us. Defiance Capital, Delphi Ventures, these are some amazing other funds in the crypto space, giving us a lot of advice, but they're also testing out our tech. So I'm hoping we'll be able to share more about that in the future. But we're also joined by some community funds. So I don't know if you guys know Metacartel Ventures. It's a fund that's made up of a lot of founders in the space. And there's a lot of experience that they can share with us in how to build a company around the DeFi space. Now, MMC might be less known to a lot of you, but it's a very big fintech focused fund in the UK. So they have a lot of UK specific investments that are people that we can network in London with, and they've also been with us since the start. We also have some amazing investors. Some might know Stani Kulichov, the founder of Aave, Balaji Srinivasan, who was the CTO at Coinbase, Do Kwon, who's the founder of Terra, but also David Hoffman, Anthony Sassano, who are great influencers in the space who can help us boost our voice a lot. As you know, we have a very ambitious vision, right? We want to change the way money is transferred, not only in crypto, but also beyond. And having these people amplify our voice is super important. Now, apart from that, we are also joined by people like Tavet Hinrikus, who is one of the founders of TransferWise. Now, TransferWise might not be famous in the US, but in the UK and especially in Estonia, where some of our team is based, TransferWise is the biggest fintech success story ever. And for us, it's very exciting to see people from, people who are trying to innovate in finance, now seeing real innovation in finance and jumping in, right? They really want to be part of this and help push the next wave of innovation in finance forward. So these are some of the names we have. There's a lot of people in here that are helping us in different ways. But the reason this funding round is so important for us is that it gives us the resources to boost the community, right? We'll be able to sponsor more hackathons. We'll be able to organize more bounties. I think some people in the call are already working on bounties. We have a few others that we're going to start pushing out soon. We'll have a more formalized process around that as well. And we're also growing our team. So if there's anyone here that is currently looking for a new opportunity, we are hiring the best engineers and the best people for marketing and growth roles. So if you are interested, go to jobs.superfluid.finance, where you can find all our open positions. And apart from that, obviously being in the Discord, helping us out, and in general, helping us grow the community is always the most important thing. So that's it on the financing round. It's not super interesting, I know, but it does mean that we now have a lot more firepower. So if you have any ideas that can help us, grow Superfluid faster and take our vision further, let us know. You can contact us in Discord, and just, we can just have a conversation there and push forward any ideas you might have that can help us grow faster. All right. Well, that's all I have to say. Does anybody have any quick questions on the funding rounds? No, cool. I don't want to talk about that too much. That's good. Okay, let's go on then.
Yeah, I have a question for you again, guys. Like, clearly we raised some funds, but what do you want to see from Superfluid, right? What should we focus on next? So I'm launching another poll here, asking you, what are we supposed to focus on? Do you guys want to see us more working on the protocol? Do we want more documentation around the protocol? More kind of dashboard, so that you can do more things with Superfluid without knowing how to code, or you want our team to be a lot more supportive, right? So this is crucial for us, to be honest, and don't be shy. It's fully anonymous, so we will not spy on what your responses are. It's just important for us to know. So I'll leave it up for like 10 seconds more, and then I'll kind of close it. All right, so I'm going to share the results now. Thanks for those who replied. So here you go. So actually, you guys want to see more documentation. I'm going to take a screenshot of the results just for the records here. So we will try to focus more on the documentation for sure. It's quite equal among the other bits. So we understand that maybe you had some issues in understanding how to use our code base and accessing our protocol. We will probably boost that as one of the next key items in our agenda. So thanks a lot for sharing so far.
All right. I think now we're just going to go immediately into HackMoney. So HackMoney was an amazing hackathon. It was, I think, the biggest ETH Global hackathon so far. Like thousands of people joined. And for us, it was by far the biggest turnout we've ever seen for Superfluid. There were 37 projects that worked on Superfluid related things during the hackathon. It was very painful for us because we only had so many prizes, and we really wanted to, give a prize to everyone because there were some really amazing hacks that maybe didn't exactly fit what the kind of named prizes we'd set were. But there were also obviously some that were in the right categories and did win prizes. So those are the ones that we asked to come and present today. So maybe Daniel, would you like to go first for Streamswap?
Sure thing.
Please.
Yep, just give me a second. Okay, is everyone able to see my screen?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so our project for HackMoney 2021 was Streamswap, which is basically a streaming exchange. It was one of the categories the Superfluid team will see. I guess I'll quickly show what it looks like. This is the UI. You can go into the interface here and say, I want to trade something for something else. So let's just say I want to trade WBTC at a rate of 100 per week. Let's just, this is an absurd number, but this is a fake token. And then I can trade it, let's say, into DAI. So I can just swap. And then after a few seconds, it should confirm and we should see the balances changing. Another quick note is that you can specify a minimum amount and a maximum amount. And to be honest, the maximum amount is probably not needed, but it's there. So that's another interesting feature. And the rate does adjust over time as market changes. So you could keep this string going, but it will adjust the output rate as necessary for the market. So hopefully the transaction finishes in a couple seconds here. But in the meantime, I guess I'll go into how it works. So this is the user. Sorry for the icon, it's really awkward. And then you have Streamswap, which is a super app. So when the user wants to trade from one string to another, they can send the stream to the Streamswap super app. And then the Streamswap super app will just send back the equivalent value in whatever token you request. So in this case, that's WBTC. The Streamswap super app is basically an extension of the Balancer version 1 pool, which we've modified. So it contains funds in super tokens, basically. It just contains the funds that you're requesting to trade from and to, and it can contain more funds as well for different tokens. And so the output rate is determined by the ratio of USDC to WBTC. So if you put in 1,000, you get 0.33 a week, which matches up with this rate right here. And then arbitrage bots, which know how to work with the Balancer protocol, will be able to use the Balancer API in order to work through this exchange and update the rates as necessary. So that, like, if there's a lot of people streaming USDC to WBTC, that will cause the amount of WBTC and USDC to change in the pool, which will cause the rate to change that's exposed. And then arbitrage bots will be able to correct that and keep the pool funded at an appropriate rate. So that's what we're seeing here. And the rate changes, and then the output rate changes for the user as the market rate changes. So this is just going into like the technologies we used and the fact that we were using the graph, and then that's it. So did this transaction ever confirm? It did. Okay, so you can see now it shows that we have a swap from WBTC to DAI-X, and then you can see the DAI is increasing at a rate of 80 per week, which again, these rates are kind of absurd, but that's just what the rate on the pool is for right now. So yeah, that's pretty much what Streamswap is and how it works.
Does it support different assets? So can you have like 3 different assets?
Yep. So this pool actually contains 3 assets: fake uni, fake WBTC, and fake DAI. It's just whatever you want. It supports, basically you just load the super tokens in that you want to have supported, and then you can trade between any of those pairs at the same time.
That's very, very cool. All right. Yeah, it was very exciting to see that. And I think it was a stroke of genius to have it integrated directly with Balancer so that existing arbitrageurs can fix the rates for you. Very, very cool. All right. I think next we have Supersaiyan. Supersaiyan was a team with Black Goy, Tony, and Gonzalo. So I'll leave the floor to you. Thanks, Daniel.
Thank you. Hello. Lago, could you share screen? Yeah, sure. Okay. Hi guys. Our HackMoney HackFund project was Supersaiyan, and Supersaiyan is a decentralized platform that allows anyone to create a subscription service in just a few clicks. And sort of the entire subscription functionality was built using Superfluid and a super app. So we're just going to go straight kind of into the demo. Blago, could you show the dashboard right now? And yeah, Blago is going to talk you through, this is our primitive dashboard where any provider can go and create a subscription service. And yeah, it's very simple. And Blago, could you talk you through it?
Yeah, of course. So this is a simple form where the, let's say, providers or the users could create their service. They could specify the name of the service, description, some other metadata such as the image URL, and we can add more details here. And also the address is disabled. That's basically their address through which they've connected to the app. And also they can specify the payment terms. So we support only DAI for now, but we could add more currencies here. So basically they could select hourly, daily, weekly, or monthly payments and input their payment amount here. And also we've added a feature to specify the details, the NFT details. So for example, the service creators could specify NFTs and conditions for those NFTs. For example, let's say for the first subscriber to the service, specific NFT would be minted. So that's what this form does in short.
And yeah, so after a provider creates a service, could you show the payment link now, please?
Oh yeah.
So after a provider creates a service, they will be issued a payment link. So the example payment link we have right here is trosler.supersaiyan.xyz. Now, this payment link is also an ENS name, which we automatically issue for you. So trosler.supersaiyan.xyz is also an ENS name, which is pretty cool. Now, once you have this payment link, the provider can share that with potential subscribers or users, and the user can easily subscribe to the service or also donate. There are sort of two options here. And yeah, that's kind of the very primitive payment link, which we think is pretty cool. And it's a and Supersaiyan right now in the initial stage is a very quick way for someone to create a subscription service. And in interest of time, we'll kind of leave it at that, and then we'll kind of talk about the future plans we have. So kind of the future plans we saw right here are so everything's quite simple right now. But we would also like to add embedded checkout. So you can imagine a DApp doesn't necessarily want to redirect all their traffic to some Supersaiyan subdomain. So they should be able to embed these checkouts in their websites, of course. There's also NFT issuing logic. So we think this is really interesting. As a provider, imagine if you could, every subscriber you can first of all issue an NFT when they join. And you can imagine these NFTs having a lot of value in terms of, it's a really strong signaling tool. However, providers should also be able to specify custom NFT logic. For example, it may issue on other stateful information, and they could perhaps do this through webhooks or other interesting things. And Blago, could you talk about the savings accounts?
Yeah, so we thought it would be interesting to support redirecting the stream for the provider to their savings account, or maybe dividing the incoming payments into multiple accounts. For example, this could be useful for donations. So maybe part of the incoming stream could be sent some donation organization. Yeah, so that's,
and we could also redirect part of the income straight to lending protocols, or straight to staking pools, or interact with any other contract. So kind of the idea of a savings account goes all the way back to the white paper. And yeah, I think this is something you can do a lot of. Basically, we can do a lot with Supersaiyan, and we're really excited about it. And yeah, thank you.
Nice. Yeah, we're very excited about seeing these kinds of checkouts as well. I think a lot of people would use it even just in their GitHub repos to get some donations, right? But also you can think of businesses accepting subscription payments and things like that. And that ties in perfectly with our next presentation, what you were saying about the merchant streaming into the savings account, because that is something that Wolta Finance, which is our third presenter today, Andre, enables. So drive us through that.
Hello. Okay, so, can you see my screen? Okay, cool. Wolta Finance is a yield aggregator app that is building upon the previous knowledge we gathered from the V1 aggregators, and using the new technology Superfluid offers us. We've integrated flows for super tokens, and the logic behind this is that a user starts an inflow with super token, and then we have a super vault where people deposit money, and automatically they are going to receive a yield bearing token outflow, which is going to be set upon a specific period. And what that super vault does is, based on the controller we set, it sends money to a specific strategy. And right now we have Aave integrated, which has leveraged borrowing, simple lending from Aave, and also a simple strategy with Sushi-Swap, where we are providing LPs to the Sushi-Swap farm. And we are UX focused mainly. Like we look to innovate somehow on the UX of Superfluid, and basically we are going to deposit DAI into the super vault, and the user is going to receive a yield bearing token, and then he can exchange the yield bearing token with his initial super token and the yield bearing token is going to be burned, and the super token he initially deposited with the added yield going to be received by them. And next plans will be to improve the UI to only focus on Superfluid, and also use Zap features, which we've kind of integrated. Yeah, and also fix some bugs we've had with the overall strategy. And that's about it. If I'm finding myself working alone on this project, and if anybody wants to tag team on this, I'll gladly join and team up.
I must say, I really love that UI, like the effect when you click on Superfluid. That's so cool.
Yeah, that props to my colleague George who built the UX UI.
Very cool. So do you have any plans to go live on Polygon?
Yeah, we plan to, but if any Solidity engineer wants to tag team on this, I'm working on it, and if you can speed up the project, I'll gladly team up.
Understood. We'll see if anyone in the community wants to help with that. And I think next we have Praful, who is gonna tell me how to pronounce his name so I don't embarrass myself again.
That's correct. It's Praful.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah. So hi everyone. So I will be presenting ERC777 distributor. So basically it's a token distributor that allows you to easily collect funds into a single account and then distribute it to the shareholders. So it primarily uses IDA to get the job done. So here's the application. What I have done is, okay, sorry. I'm just connecting and logging into the wallet. Yeah. Sorry for that. This usually happens with the demo. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm sorry for this. Yeah, that's okay. So what I've done is I have connected my account. And now what I can see is the amount of tokens that I have received and the total accounts I have. So account is basically you can create each one for different projects or whatever use case that you have. And over here, you will find the address and you can distribute this address to receive the funds. So for example, over here in this particular account, you could see the distributions that I have received for different tokens. And apart from that, what you can do is you can manage the receivers. So I will choose a account over here and I could see who are the receivers in this account. These are basically the final stakeholders who would end up receiving the tokens that has been sent to an account and the share percentage holding each of them have. And you could do things like just modify the share percentage of each of them and like or change name or just plainly remove them. And the last part of the application is basically this is the visibility of the funds that have been received. And apart from this, I had created a second smaller app. So this basically allows the receiver to easily collect the funds that they would have received. So over here, what they can see is from which accounts they have received what funds, and they could whether approve it or not. So if they approve it once, they won't have to do this again and again, and they would be consecutively receiving any funds that comes to that account. So yeah, I think so that is most of the application. And if we want to, so it's simple. The app, it works like this way. So whenever a person sends a ERC777 token to an account, so account is basically a smart contract which implements ERC777 recipient interface. So basically it is registered with the 1820 registry. So whenever a fund deposit is made to this account, the tokens received hook is triggered in the account's smart contract, and which ultimately triggers the IDA, the instant distribution agreement, to distribute the funds to the respective receivers. And like in the future, I'm planning to basically take it live, perhaps have links where you could basically show the distribution of all the funds that are received in an account. May add further ERC777 tokens, and there is some error in the logic of calculation of the percentage. Those things I'm going to improve. So yeah, that's about the application.
Yeah, I think it's a really cool application. So it's very interesting that you can just send funds there, right? You don't have to know anything. You can just go to MetaMask, transfer funds, and then all the rest of the logic happens automatically, sending the funds to everyone. I think that was a really cool app. We all really like that. All right. Sorry, Prabhu. Thank you. Okay.
No, nothing. Yeah.
No, I have a question. Can I ask quickly? Maybe I didn't review the project. So is it using did you create the graph for the IDA query, or you have a backend that actually stores it?
Yeah. I am using actually partially for the approver. I am using the IDA graph. And for rest of it, what I have done is I had actually created another smart contract emitter, which basically emitted all the events, and I have created a subgraph out of it, which basically powers the data that you saw in the application.
Yeah, all right, got it. Cool.
Interesting.
Actually, we have a bounty that related to the ERC777 also, but that's related to the swap. But I think Super Token is I don't know if I can claim that we are the most used ERC777 implementation, but I guess it's becoming, right?
Yeah, probably. I don't think many people use it really, but I don't know. I think it's cool. We can do these cool things where the user doesn't know all the logic that's happening after the transfer. So yeah, that was proof that you can build really cool things. So for anyone that hasn't used the IDA, it's a way to send funds to a lot of receivers. So if you have literally hundreds of receivers, you can use Superfluid, and when anyone sends any amount of tokens to the application, everyone in that list will receive them automatically, and they don't need to claim them necessarily. So it's very automated, very scalable, and yeah, it's built on Superfluid. But one problem that he mentioned is it's very hard to index all the transfers because it doesn't emit transfer events for each receiver. And that's one of the reasons it scales better. So because of that, the graph was a very important component to build for it. Okay, well, I think next we have one of the projects that wasn't a winner, unfortunately, but that we really liked and we wanted to maybe have present. So Joshua, I'll leave it to you. This is Flow State.
So Flow State was basically, it was kind of a two-in-one accounting tool and kind of a transacting tool. The transaction part was more for the hackathon. A lot of this was just, I don't know, I overheard somewhere that an accounting tool would be really nice. And so we started rolling with the idea. And so it really kind of took off. So on the main dashboard here, you have your active flows where you can see in real time, just like on the regular Superfluid dashboard. You can find any addresses, anything like that. I don't have any inflows right now, but those will also show up right here. You can take a look at the full history. Now, this is where the real bread and butter of this project came in, basically using, oh, one sec. Okay, cool. Yeah, so using using this crazy long function, you can take any timestamp and then using data from the subgraph, you can calculate the balance, for that timestamp. So basically, it's just a way to track over time. You have a chart down here where you can kind of see everything, see every transaction basically that you need to record. And so the idea is that long term, I want to be able to export this as maybe JSON and CSV files. That way, we can automate a bit. Automate kind of the accounting process there. Just make it easier for accounting software. And then the checkout, basically, it's just a new way to create a new stream. So if we search a token, for example, the ETHOdyssey on the Goerli test network, we can set any kind of flow rate. Let's say we want to do 45,000 a year, and then we can actually see these flow rates based on different time frames. So I'm actually not going to create a stream right now because I don't have a ton of ETH on the Goerli test network. So all this is built for the Goerli network for now. So some of the long-term plans for one, actually in the middle of migrating all this over to TypeScript, just be easier to scale a little bit later. I want to make this available for all networks, and then also best case scenario, if this seems to really take off, I'd love to create a mobile app for this too. So bringing it into a native app, so that way users can scroll through and kind of check their flows and things like that. But yeah, so that's flow state.
Nice, very cool. Yeah, Mike is the one always asking for accounting tools, so you can discuss with him the requirements, because he has to do our accounting, so he needs it. And I think as we see more people start to get subscription payments, donations, all of this stuff, accounting for streams will be very important, and it is quite tricky for those of you who haven't thought about it. Getting paid every second is very different than getting paid once and then you're done. So it's very cool to be able to extract data like that. And the graph is really, really fun. So good job on that.
Thank you.
Adio says mobile app would be awesome. Yeah, I agree. A mobile app to do that would be really cool.
Yeah, React Native makes it pretty easy. And then with, if you just do the graph queries, not including the checkout, I mean, it's a seamless transition. So hopefully that'll be pretty soon.
Nice. Okay, and next we have Harpalson, which was working on Niftysubs.
Hey, I hope I'm not too loud. Hello.
Hi. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I will just share my screen.
Go for it.
Okay, so I hope you are able to see my screen.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, so this is Niftysubs. Basically, it's a platform like Twitch, where people pay in Superfluid streams to watch the content. So this is the creators page. You can see the first two streams are from the textile DB, and the rest of are hard-coded. Even the left side is hard-coded for now. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to one of the streams. So what basically happens is when we connect our wallet, we can see that if you start a Superfluid stream at this rate, you will be able to watch the content, and also the chat interface will unlock, using which you can chat. So I just tested it while we are on the Zoom call, and it does not work for now. For some reason, it was working before the stream, the Zoom call. So I will just show you some screenshots of how it looks when it's unlocked. So this is how it looks when you start the stream. This is the chat interface, and this is where you can watch the stream. You can also stop watching by stopping the stream, and then everything gets logged, just like this. This is a donation plugin that you can use to receive donations. So basically the creators can embed this, and anybody can come and connect their wallets here and donate. So this is an independent widget, and I can prove you that. If I go to Code Sandbox, you can see this is a completely different website, and it still works. So people can just copy the code and paste it on the website to receive donations. Since this is also there is on the dashboard, you can create a stream from here. So how does this all work? So basically when you create a stream, it's storing the stream metadata, the name, description, the creator, and the image on a textile database. And then it creates a lock using the unlock protocol. And our super app becomes the lock manager for that lock. So whenever someone starts a stream, the super app can issue the keys and revoke keys. Very similar to a hotel receptionist, where you ask for a room and they issue a key. When you check out, they revoke your keys. This is the super chat. So like in the screenshot, if you can see, we can also send super chats, which is basically value assigned associated with a message. So how does the chat work? The chat works using IPFS pops up. These are fundraisers that you can create. You can create a fundraiser from here, something like this. And if I go to the creator page, I just connect my wallet, go to dashboard. You can see I have the streams created. So yeah, this is Niftysubs.
Very cool. Very cool. Really like the UX. And I think we need to see more of these decentralized content applications going forward. So I was very excited about your hack. Okay, well, if there's anyone else in the room that I haven't called out, send me a message on the chat. And when we have time, maybe at the end of the call, we'll make sure that we can talk, and maybe you can show us what you're up to. But apart from that, I'll move forward so we can cover everything. And I'll share with you that we are currently, yeah, Mike.
Fran, maybe just to understand a bit how it was for you for HackMoney, I'm going to launch another poll here. You can select as many as apply. So the question is, how was your experience with Superfluid at HackMoney, since most of you have been hacking there? Tick all the boxes of what applies to you. So was it hard to build? You didn't have any support from us, or yeah, I see all the positive ones. Give us the hard ones. Okay. I'll leave it up for like 20 more seconds. Yeah. Okay. So let me just share the results with everybody. Okay, so a lot of you enjoyed, and you said that it was fun to build with Superfluid, and you will probably keep building your project in the future, which is amazing. Some of you said that it was kind of hard to build with Superfluid, or you got lost in the docs or stuck. If that happens again, do reach out to the team. Don't be shy. We're here to support you. You can do that on Discord very easily on the developer channel. We try to respond to everybody within a few hours, or at the worst in a day. And when you say it was hard to build on Superfluid, please do let us know what you mean. So send us a message, even privately, to me or Francesco or Patrick, and tell us where it was hard and what was counterintuitive to you, so we can improve it. As you said, we need to work on the protocol documentation. So it would be great to understand which parts of the documentation we should focus on. And please do reach out to me. I'd like to have a call with you to understand these kind of friction elements and see how we can make them better. So thanks a lot for sharing.
All right. Well, I was going to share with you guys that, so we're currently sponsoring ETHOdyssey, which is a hackathon organized by ETH India and the DevFolio team. It's a really cool hackathon. A lot of hackers. It is smaller than ETH Global, but I think that's good, right? Because it gives everybody more of a chance to maybe win something. So we currently have free prizes for that, which are $2,000 for an application of lending and streaming. So we haven't really seen one of these, and I would really love to see someone allow me to maybe put Ether in a contract and then borrow one DAI per second, right? Just to maybe stream it into a savings account, right? Or something like that. $1,000 for streaming social tokens. So this is something that we saw quite a few people build on at HackMoney. So we thought it would be a cool idea to see someone build this for ETHOdyssey, and $1,000 for Pirate Prize, which means anything else, right? And I think we should have had one of these for HackMoney, because as we had very set, defined bounties, and not everybody fit into those. So this time we decided to have a free prize so that we are a bit more free in who we give our prizes to. So that's it from me. And I think next we have Mehul, who is going to drive you through some of the newer dashboard features.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, sure.
You're a bit.
Did we introduce him?
Mehul,
Hello.
so Mehul is our full stack developer and has been working with us from the beginning. Is basically built the dashboard. So everything you see is mostly his work.
Thank you, friend. Thank you. So good evening and good morning all. So today I'm going to show like what feature we already deployed on our prod and like and what I am building now. So here you can see like this is our dashboard, and we have like improved our loading speed for this streams, and we are planning to improve our activity history. Second thing, like we have recently introduced the language selection feature. So now we have like we are also supporting Spanish, and you can see like every all dashboard is automatically converted to a Spanish version. Apart from it, one of our like community member requested us to add a use max button here, so she can deploy he or she can like withdraw the maximum amount. So you can see like currently it's disabled for the token, though currently it is disabled because you have like you have active outgoing stream for in DAX, but it is enabled for if you don't have any streams. Second thing, like we have added like edit stream button on our stream detail page. So now user can like directly edit it from stream detail page. It will like automatically take you the exact stream which you want to edit. And third feature, and like currently it's on like it's in like building stage, and like it's in testing phase. So it is really hard to remember the ETH addresses, right? So now we are like allowing user to save the ETH address and like title them like on dashboard. So it will automatically like you can see like everywhere now, like it will title with Netflix subscription. And when you want to start, you don't need to like remember ETH address. You can just type Netflix subscription. It will automatically pop up with the address. We are also allowing user to save like emojis or images with it. So you can see like everywhere, like it will automatically go. We have also like a address book available on like will be available on this menu tab. So those are the addresses which I have interacted with this account for streaming or transferring any amount. So you can see like from here also I can like just edit it and save it, and it will like reflect everywhere. And for that account I have total active stream 5 available, and if I can directly filter it out from here, and I can also filter it more if I can. So yeah, those are the like feature we have introduced and we are planning to like deploy. And yeah, that's it from me. Do you have any questions, suggestions?
Yeah, so Joshua is asking a very interesting question. Will it be exclusively in the Superfluid dashboard, or could it be possible to import those aliases into another UI? So that's a really good question. We did a lot of research to find a solution that would enable this, which is one of the reasons we didn't build it before, because we were hoping to find a good way to do it in a decentralized way. Unfortunately, we didn't, and eventually we decided we would just build it locally. So currently this is saved in local storage. We did look into Ceramic, like Keating is suggesting, but Ceramic data is all public. So if we were to use Ceramic, that would mean that all the data would be public, which maybe some users might not want, right? So then we would have to go and ask users, do you want the information to be public? Do you want it to be private? Which parts do you want to be public? Which parts do you want to be private? And it just turns into a very complex UI and UX problem. So at the moment, it's only stored locally. I think in the future, you know, as these solutions become more more mature will be able to enable these kinds of things. Obviously, it would be great, right? Because then maybe you go to flow state and you have the same information stored, and you can see, you know, the accounting for those streams. So it would be cool to find a solution for this, and do kind of suggest anything that you might be thinking in Discord, I think. So somebody's suggesting NuCypher, that could be possible. But if you've ever started working with NuCypher, I can tell you it's very complicated. So that might take a bit longer. All right.
Okay, thank you all.
Thanks, Michal.
All right, so I think we can take this last few minutes for any questions you might have on everything we showed you today. If you have anything that, you know, roams your mind and you want to ask to the team or to other developers or to those building at HackMoney or to Mehul for our dashboard, feel free to do so. We have 15 minutes to just talk to you.
Hello, everyone. I just had a question for Joshua. On your accounting software, is there a way to like incorporate that with other products? Because you said you're going to Typeform, so are you going to be able to like partner with other people, maybe going to Typeform and developing mobile apps?
Yeah. I'm actually talking with a couple of people about maybe collaborating and bringing that together. Kind of the focus of it, I guess, is more. It's more just for, you know, a user to be able to pull up the app on their phone and check it out, and then kind of see, basically just see the state of everything. But yeah, in terms of like, you know, maybe some kind of like SDK or something like that, I think that could definitely be in the works in the future, which I talked with, I think it was Francesco recently about like maybe Superfluid having like a React library, you know, for some things like the the constantly updating stream, you know, where it ticks the number, things like that. So that would be really cool too. So we'll see, you know, kind of how all that fits together.
Okay, cool.
Hi. So actually, I had a question. So what are the plans for, you know, promoting the adoption of super tokens and like ERC777 tokens? Do Superfluid, can I have any plans with respect to that?
So we are doing a number of different things. We're working on a few different fronts. I think starting to have applications go live is something that we're very excited about. There's an application that went live this week, which is called Ricochet Exchange. They were presenting in the last community call. Maybe some of you remember it. I'll put the link in Discord afterwards. So as we see more of these applications go live, as we start seeing some people in our community getting paid in Superfluid, I don't know if anyone in this chat is, but I was speaking yesterday with someone who's getting his salary streamed to him using Superfluid.
I'm also getting the Superfluid.
Nice. So as we start seeing, these things, obviously people will, if they receive their salary in Superfluid, they'll stream into a savings account. They'll maybe stream into an exchange. They'll buy some Ether. And as we do this, the super tokens will become more common. So I'd say it's down to us, right, to build those use cases and to get that adoption. I don't think we'll ever substitute normal tokens, but if super tokens are useful enough, people will use them.
Thanks.
All right. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hi.
Good evening. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I have a question. I think I missed the beginning part of the video where you talked about the funding. So I wanted to ask, would there be any allocation for the community as the project goes on, or the fundings are totally closed, maybe for the private or for the pre-sale options?
So we were mostly working with professional investors, angel investors, and our round was very competitive. We did choose people who either have already helped us or we believe will be very helpful for us. At the moment, we don't need more funding. I think it's enough. Now we just need to spend the money, invest in our community, build the protocol, and grow. In the future, there will definitely be more opportunities for everyone interested to become a part of the Superfluid story. In the meantime, there are some tokens out there which you can have a look at, which are NFT tokens that we issued when the protocol was first deployed. So those are NFT commemorative tokens. You can find them on OpenSea. And those are, I think, a great way to own a piece of the Superfluid history. So Marcus, I'm curious, why were you interested in accounting? Are you interested in, is that for fraction or something else?
What do you mean in accounting for fraction? Fraction is nothing that will be ever in any way accounted.
Okay. So it's not accounted for. Okay, good to hear.
No, I mean because of flow state.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, basically because I really like the approach they took, and also because for Minerva we're working on the Superfluid integration, so it would make sense to steal some things that they're building now.
Well,
really
Josh,
the history part is
React Native. So.
Nicely done.
Sorry, what was that, Francesco?
I said you work with React Native, right? So maybe you can help them. I don't know if is Minerva built in React Native, Marcus?
I'm not in that part of the Minerva development.
I mean, I think too, like the bread and butter of it is, really just it's a graph query, and then there's a couple of functions that are pretty easy to move. If like let's say you build a mobile app, it wouldn't be hard to move that function over to something like Swift, So we could always do something like that too. But yeah, I mean, I'm more on the React side of things now. Like more on the web side. And I think I mentioned this in the DMs as well. If anybody, let's say you saw something you liked, or you want to just use anything, feel free, hop on that GitHub, take out any of those components you want. That's kind of more my intention with this too, is like, I want to make sure these tools are here for when people want to build with it. Kotlin and Android. Oh yeah, see, Kotlin wouldn't be too hard to move that over. Like I said, it's a lot of if else statements right now,
We have Keating asking if we're thinking about any layer 2s, for example, Arbitrum and Optimism. We, again, as we said a few times, we really want to be everywhere where Superfluid is needed. And our community is asking for different chains or side chains or L2s. We are working on L2s for Ethereum, such as Arbitrum and Optimism. The question is, when can we go live there? We have been experimenting a few options and trying to understand if there is any hard stop issue that might prevent us from being there. And apparently there aren't, so we can be there with Superfluid. So we will keep you updated if you follow our Discord and our Twitter once we can be deployed on a testnet or live on their mainnets.
But yeah, we are looking at them, so we'll be maybe opening up on our plans on that very soon. Where can I find the NFTs? OpenSea. All the NFTs are on OpenSea. Just search Superfluid commemorative NFTs. Those were auctioned in a streaming auction a few months ago now, but you can find them on the secondary markets, and I don't know what they're selling for, honestly, but it's a good way to, I guess, own a part of the history. We might do more in the future. If you have any ideas, anyone, let us know. I think NFTs are a great way to commemorate cool events in history, and I think that's how we'll be using them in the future.
Yeah, for the avoidance of any doubt, this is just art. So there's no strings attached to those NFTs. They're just commemorative art that we created to celebrate the community deployment on XDAI and Polygon.
Nice. What tech do you see best suited to have cross-chain streaming exchanges? Good question. This keeps popping up. Streaming exchanges are a really cool idea. As you know, Daniel built one. He could probably talk about that. But a cross-chain streaming exchange is just next level complex. Meow, do you have any comments on that?
I think the DD is here. He actually built something towards the direction, right? So I think, yeah, in the protocol wise, we could support eventually some sort of streaming mint. So instead of mint a chunk of token, but it's mint over time. That could be a building block for that, and you build that into some custom bridge that we build, and that's probably the building blocks we could think of. But obviously, that takes a lot of integration work to make it happen. Maybe Didi wants to say something. You're in the core, you might have some idea. Didi is the expert on XDAI about the bridges, and yeah.
Hey. Well, yeah, I looked into the BOA token bridge because I'm a bit familiar with that, and I thought about how to stream cross chains with that one, and I built a part of it, and part of it I just described. So this didn't yet include the exchange part, but I guess that could also be attached. But I hope I will find the time to continue on that. It would be pretty cool. On the other hand, I'm a bit split now if it makes more sense to continue on that one or using the Connex protocol, which also looks pretty interesting. Not sure where to put the priority.
Yeah, and congratulations to the Connex team as well, who recently closed the funding round, and they're very excited to work with us on cross-chain streaming. So I think that could be something we start building in the future. I don't know, does anybody think it would be useful to have a cross-chain exchange, a cross-chain stream? Yes. I mean, it'd be cool, but is it useful?
My question is that, I mean, that's obvious that something like that would be fucking awesome.
I think a cross-chain exchange would just be a combination of a streaming exchange and then a cross-chain stream. So first you do the exchange and then you do a stream.
Yes.
That'd be like a thing.
So you start a stream of DAI on Polygon, and then it becomes a stream of Bitcoin on mainnet, right? Just to confuse people completely.
As well, yeah, as well, you can burn in stream in one chain and then mint another stream in another chain, and synchronize the time. Then they are connected in a way.
You mean as a challenge to accountants?
Yeah, and then Joshua can build the accounting for that.
Yeah, no, this would absolutely this would nuke that whole flow state project, start from the ground up.
Yeah, but anyway, building cross-chain is definitely something we're super excited to do. I think we're currently on 2 chains. We do plan to be on more. Help us decide how to prioritize them. I think rollups are something a lot of us are excited about. But at the same time, some people think nobody will really use them. So it might be a lot of efforts, but then there might not be as much adoption as, for example, on something like Polygon. But I think it's worth doing anyway. I think, Daniel, you're working on synthetics, right? So I guess probably on Optimism.
Yeah, that's right. Synthetics, one of their big projects has been for the last few months to move the whole protocol onto Optimism. They're, I think, the first project on Optimism.
How was your experience there?
Well, I don't think I'm I actually not been working on that part, but they're not focusing on streaming between, or not streaming, but they're not focusing on so much the cross-chain functionality that's kind of being handled by the Optimism side. It's mostly about just kind of moving most of the protocol onto that network because it makes more sense for derivatives exchange. Because the gas fees are so high.
Gotcha. Yeah, so it's just a matter of saving on gas fees, I guess.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, let's see what we can do, guys. I'm really excited about deploying 2 new networks. It's just a matter of making it work and then managing it, right? So definitely now we have more resources, so it'll be something we'll be investing more heavily into. All right. Any final questions, final thoughts? It's great to see so many people here. I'm really, really excited about such a turnout. Okay. Bit of uncomfortable silence. Superfluid's very own gelato type network closes streams on users' behalf. Yeah, everybody asks for this. Maybe we'll put up a bounty at the next hackathon. Let's just do that. Next hackathon, we put up a bounty to build a way to close streams. Yeah, Chainlink keepers, that could be one way to do it. Ultimately, you're always going to have to pay someone to do it. That's the tricky part. So will it be worth it? Who knows? But yeah, it's definitely interesting to have a stop date. So let's put up a bounty next hackathon. And we will be sponsoring more hackathons this year and into next year. So even if anybody knows of any hackathons that might not be in our radar, let us know. And we're very keen to, onboard as many developers as we can to, play with Superfluid. Ultimately, we're just building a tool, right? So we need people to try out, create new cool things and share them with everyone else. Bounties for building use cases. Yes, I think that's an interesting thing. For now, rather than bounties for building use cases, I think we're going to focus on bounties to improve the tooling because there's still a lot we have to do. So for the time being, improving our documentation, improving our tooling, increasing, for example, the coverage of events in the subgraph, creating test cases for our examples, creating more examples, creating a TypeScript SDK, maybe creating templates to deploy with other testing frameworks, for example, Brownie or Hardhat, which a lot of people use, but our stack is Truffle, so it's always a struggle. So these are more the kind of bounties that we're looking at the moment. I think use cases have to come organically, right? You can't pay for a use case. It has to be useful in the first place. And then if somebody builds a hackathon, then they can always go forward with that afterwards. What I can tell you is that there are a lot of people in the investment community that are very excited about Superfluid based projects, right? We've attracted a lot of attention with this announcement of the funding round. So there's a lot of people that are very excited to fund teams that are working on Superfluid based ideas. So that's one way, if you have a use case in mind, you can build a proof of concept, and then we can put you in contact with people who can help you with the funding afterwards. Thomas is asking, what if we build Endstream at date X into the Minerva wallet? Who is waiting for such a feature? I don't know. I don't know. A lot of people have mentioned it, but I can't say who exactly is waiting for it. Hard to say.
All right. Any other questions? Any pressing feedback you want to share? Anything we did very wrong, we need to do better? Elio Loves says that they will be working on streaming social tokens on Niftysubs. That's very cool. I like the idea of social tokens because there's a lot of creators interested in blockchain thanks to NFTs. and we really want to service them with streaming donations or streaming rewards or social tokens. So expect more bounties from us. Something that we are really working on right now is putting up more bounties for the community. That's something that we deeply care about in the team. So expect some news on that front. Yeah, I do want to see more activity on Discord. Like, you know, sometimes we feel like we're not getting all the feedback we should, especially the negative one. So you know, wake us up at like 4 a.m. in the morning, but do tell us what you think, being those ideas or feedback. So it was, you know, oh, sorry, there is someone mentioning the DAOs or streaming DAOs. Good one, Light. I think DAOs are also an extremely interesting use case for Superfluid. Like, imagine a DAO that receives all the proceeds in a stream and then can reward all the members working in the DAO with the stream. You can automate a lot of the admin that way. Imagine like if you have multi-sig like Gnosis Safe, right, and you have a ledger connected to that. Every time you have to pay someone, you need to ask 2 people or more to sign transactions, right? So if you have a DAO that is paying everybody in a stream and is receiving a stream as well, in just a single wallet or using the Gnosis Safe that we are compatible with also on Polygon very soon, you know, you automate all of that. So streaming for DAO is extremely interesting. I agree. You know, we will work more on that. And what you're suggesting, which is kind of you're a member of the DAO as long as you're streaming to it, is also very interesting, right? That is kind of constant support, if you will. So yeah, do put all of these ideas out at hack.superfluid.finance. Every time you add an idea there, we broadcast it to our Discord, and it goes into a big table of ideas that we can use for hackathons. We share that link, the hack.superfluid.finance, to every hackathon we participate. So if you just want to see something being created, either, you know, we'll put a bounty on it, or we can list it there and then share it with all the hackers that are learning about blockchain in the hackathons we are participating in. So please do that. Any final pressing question? Just because we broke the hour. Yeah, go, Tony.
Just very quickly. It would be great, you know, if Superfluid possibly in future hackathons could have like a general category, because I think projects like Flowstate and Niftysubs, like they were really cool, and they did a lot of work. And there should be like, I don't know, like a general surprise category or something. I think, because yeah, I think that should be something.
Absolutely. So at HackMoney, there was a pool prize, which is $3,000 that is distributed to every team that actually used Superfluid. So that was the idea, to kind of reward everybody that just integrated the technology in their hack. I think for ETHOdyssey, we do have a general prize, right, which is exactly for that purpose, which maybe was missing on HackMoney. We used to do that a lot more before. We just experimented to change a little bit the game. We will go back to definitely having a general prize, at least one per hackathon for the best project. So yeah, point taken for sure. Alrighty, any other last question? Okay, so Fran, I think we can call it a day and thank everybody for being here. Any last words from you?
Thanks everyone for joining. Amazing to see you. A lot of new faces. I hope I see you at the next community call as well. We're gonna do probably some hangouts on Discord, and maybe next week or the other one. If anybody's in Paris next week for ETH community conference, let me know. Me and Meow will probably be there. And apart from that, let's just keep chatting in Discord. And yeah, great to see everyone. Cheers.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks for coming, guys. It's great.
Bye. Bye, guys.